Standing, and this is my Discovering Bigfoot live show. Thanks for tuning in. Um, so, what's going on right now? Well, last week I just did an expedition. We're doing really well with expeditions this year. Um, yeah, they've been very productive. We had a face-to-face encounter like I talked about last week. Hey, Michael, you do have the first comment. And this week, I don't know. I don't know how to tell you. I mean, I saw a Sasquatch uh, approach the trailer again. I being thrown at the trailer, and yeah, I was out there with an expeditioner. Shout out to Ed out with me last week. Uh, it was uh, it was awesome working with you. A really nice gentleman from kind of a almost sort of within 600 kilometers, which is 400 miles. So I don't know if that's local, but hey, hey, how you doing? Thanks for staying up so late. And yeah, I have a when 2 weeks ago. Hey, Frank. 2 weeks ago, when Ashley, one of my new colleagues that I'm working with, saw a Sasquatch, had a crazy, amazing encounter. A fingerprint was left on the side of the trailers. So there's a television show coming out. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that yet, but they're gonna come out and have a look at the evidence of the fingerprints and analyze it and do a couple other things. This is like an X-Files type show, so they're excited to come out and do that kind of analysis. It's only gonna be out for a couple days, which sucks, but yeah, Mr. Week would be probably I would lose a month and a half of research here. That's what it would cost me to do that. So, and starting from ground zero at a new place is not an exciting prospect for me. So, Mr. Skeptical, if you need help, if you need mentorship, just send me emails and I'll help you do research in the Appalachian Mountains, or I'll help you hook up with somebody. Go to the forum on my website, discoveringbigfoot.org. Right? Just be patient if the feed gets lost. We're very grateful that we have the ability to do this for a while, and we'll have a fun show today. So, questions. When am I coming to Washington? I want to go back to Washington this year. I was in Washington already this year in February with some amazing people. I met lots of amazing people in Washington, but it was hosted by Larry and Nalia, his wife. Amazing, amazing people. I saw a Sasquatch approach us at night. I saw green eyes, and then we found tracks to substantiate that sighting. So the people in Washington, where I was in, it was actually on the Olympic Peninsula. Just such an amazing, gorgeous, gorgeous place. There's the discoveringbigfoot.org form. If you have questions and you have something important, Amanda runs that. She's amazing. Thank you, Amanda. On with you, Billy Hollywood in Toledo, Ohio. Very interested in Ohio. I have a friend that lives there that's always looking for something down there. You hear, so Parkway Hippie, I hear that you're coming out of the ground and earth. Do you have any input on that? I hear that you're coming out of the ground and earth. I'm not sure what you mean. Do I have any input on that? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. Coming out of the ground and earth. Come to Massachusetts, tons of state forest. Yeah, I'd love to go and do that stuff, guys. It would be so awesome to do that stuff. But yeah, Frank is going to Banff next month. Any Sasquatch activity reported there? Well, my research area is on the opposite side of Banff. So literally, I'm in the Kootenay area in Radium. So yeah, I don't know. Of course, Lake Minnetonka, Frank. There have been Sasquatch. I've seen wet backcountry, and then I tell you, don't do that because it's way too freaking dangerous, and you have to have permits and stuff. And around Minnetonka, I don't know. There's a couple bears out there that are pretty scary. So, anyways, Jeremy lives in the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. I've heard about Tennessee, lots the Smoky Mountains. Yeah, good stuff out there. Another person from the Appalachians. Yeah, that's great. Hey, Brian, I just saw a guy up about the Appalachians. Maybe our first little commercial break. I'm back. I hope you message me on Facebook, Lindsay Bay. Are we friends, Lindsay? You message me on Facebook, Lindsay, because I have 5,000 people that are friends of mine on Facebook. So yeah, message me. I'm very interested in going to new places and helping people out. Really interested in doing that. It's just, I'm going to Washington, and I don't know. I'll figure some stuff out. I'd like to expand and grow a lot, so I don't know. I'm up for anything. So I live in the Olympic, Washington. Many I know where a family lives. Any local contacts for me? Oh, dude, there's so much going. I don't even. If you live in the Olympics, it's a Sasquatch haven there. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like everywhere I went, Sasquatch, Sasquatch, Sasquatch. So yeah, just talk to people. Go around, just be friendly and talk to people. Yeah, there's so much stuff going on out there, and really like to get connected with people. You People know me there like crazy because of my documentary and because of what I've done. But just talk to people. Talk to people. There was a corner store I went to. They had a Sasquatch, a beautiful Sasquatch mask, native mask, and oh my God, it was. And it just King 77. Hey Todd, thanks for all the hard work you do to help the curious people like us get a step closer to Sasquatch. You're welcome. That's awesome. I hope that episodes and use these videos as tools to get amazing success. Hey Cappy McCappy, Hoodsport, Washington. Hey Todd, have you considered planting apple trees in your research area for future generations? I don't. It's a good idea, but you can't. This only special kind of apples could grow. They'd be really crappy crab apples. But yeah, I would love to do that. I live in Olympic, Washington. Oh, there we go. I did this already. Daniel Williams. Hope these are not indigenous. Okay, thanks, Rodney. Down to earth. Oh, Parkway Hippie was asking if I'm down to earth. That's funny you asked that because my life is in tremendous turmoil and I'm not even close to being down to earth. But life goes on, right? I have this Sasquatch research is so important. It's really. I feel like sometimes it's hard. It's really hard to do this. It's brutal. And anybody doing Sasquatch research, it's so freaking hard. The ups, the downs, and if there's anything I can do to help people. But my point is, but there's a love for it too, right? Anyway, it's really really hard, and but I feel like I've been. The research is hard, and there've been times when I sort of almost felt like I should stop doing this, but I keep getting back to it because I love it and I'm passionate about it, and I feel like it needs to get done. Does that make sense? Like I'm so freaking close. I had an incident in the wilderness where I was attacked by I had a grizzly at me and attacking me, and I had to shoot it. And for the first time in my life, I saw real horror where like heads exploding and a horrible mess of things, crazy things going on in my life. So I stopped doing Sasquatch research and I tried other stuff, and I came back because it's just, I was like, so what's been happening the last few years? I left and not much happens, and it doesn't seem like there's much progress. And when I do things, I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate. I mean, I took a woman out 2 weeks ago and she had a face-to-face encounter with a Sasquatch. And I'm trying to explain this woman. She's new to this whole Bigfoot phenomenon, and she's very grateful. But like John Green, Renee DeHinden, Grover Krantz, these are people that worked so hard. Even if you love them or hate them, they devoted a lot of time and effort to this specific. Having been mentored by me for a couple months, she had an encounter like that. And I can't stop doing it because I'm getting such incredible success, and I'm not. This is real stuff, people. Like, I had a Sasquatch. This last week I had a Sasquatch within 50 yards of me, and it just keeps happening. Like, anyways, so Bane, thank you. Send me the email. I saw something that looked kind of cool. So what was it? I'm not afraid of these comments. I'm only here to say Todd is the Bigfoot he catches on camera. Biz Beast, you are off your rocker, buddy. I've proven that the Sasquatch, the Jake Sasquatch that I filmed is like, I don't know. You know what? That's an asinine retarded statement. Like, that's ridiculous. Obviously, you're just a little fly-by-night Jeff Meldrum saw. What about the Bigfoot that Survivor Man filmed when I was at the bottom of the mountain with his camera crew? How did I pull that off? Houdini couldn't pull that off. I'm down at the bottom of the mountain. Survivor Man's at 8-hour hike away from me in the night, and he got a shot of a Sasquatch. Was I that Sasquatch that Les Stroud caught on camera? Film the top of its head, you know? So ridiculous, ridiculous, asinine. These people. They have their little stupid things. I had somebody yesterday send me this picture where he's talking about his people have always seen Sasquatch have eyebrows, and the Patterson film doesn't have eyebrows, and Todd Stannings doesn't have eyebrows. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The Patterson footage, people just jabbering about. They just say the dumbest things, and it's not helping. Like, try to be intelligent and ask intelligent questions, and don't come in here after my colleagues and I 2 seconds and make a ridiculous statement like that. You're insulting your own intelligence. You look like a twit. So no disrespect, but my God, like, get your head together. Like, what the hell are you talking about? There's no the Jake Sasquatch, the Jane. They're so video 3 is a Sasquatch running faster than the fastest man on the planet. How to pull that off? You know, what am I doing? Anyways, I had my little not a hater today, but a ridiculous statement. So anyways, what do we got here for more questions? When is Stroud coming back? Les Stroud is invited to come back. I don't know when he's coming back. So he's a busy guy. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm inviting the news back. People, you got to understand too. Like, I invite news. I'm like this world. People think that's all figured out, and it's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, wow. Todd would love the skeptics. He'd take you with him and show you what and Pamela, you're right. So it sucks. You think that media and news people, like last year when I was in the news for the court case, and I was getting all these calls from media, every single one of them, I was doing expeditions, and every single one of them, BS. Hey, Sasquatchaholic from Arizona. You think the media would try to cover this kind of stuff? Like, I'm offering to take them out and show them a Sasquatch, and they don't show up. So, Jay Marshall, any new pictures? Man, I'm having a tough time with when the Sasquatch are coming around when I'm in the trailer. I'm gonna have to put like an infrared light up on top of the trailer, because you can't shoot an infrared light through the glass, and it's hard. And when I'm not getting these incredible sightings. I'm getting these fleeting glimpses, right? Like, actually, what I saw, I'll tell you. What I saw was the first thing I saw. So I heard an acorn, something hit the top of the tree. Second time, I definitely heard the acorn. And then third time, I'm watching out the window with a very specialized night vision, and I'm looking out the window, and I see a hand go, like I see just one arm, and a whip of the hand. I can't do it on the camera here, but anyways, so I see that through the night vision, and I'm like, wow, it's just a fleeting glance. But I also saw an object come out of that hand and boom, hit the top of the trailer. So I know where the Sasquatch threw it from. We went out there and tried to throw an acorn that far. Forget about it. I couldn't throw an acorn. I couldn't throw it half the distance that Sasquatch was throwing them. And then, I was there watching. Probably about 15 minutes later, my eyeballs stinging from this night vision looking through it, and I caught a fleeting glance of a bipedal figure moving from one direction to the other one. So yeah, this channel has become stories every week. So, anyways, in Genesis Bible, it talks about Adam and Eve and the extra awareness. Just saying. Thank you, Carol. Much love from Texas. Jake Rains, thank you, Parkway Hippie. Mr. Standing filmed saw 60 away hunting elk. His footage is real. What Mr. Standing filmed, I saw 60 feet away elk hunting. His footage is real. Thanks, Bane. So you saw something like what I filmed, then, is what you're saying. That's fantastic. I get that tons. I get that so much. I enjoyed the pleasure of the Edoic memory, so I remembered everything you say. Thank you, Rodney. I believe the real Todd. Todd has proved it is the best so far. I'm not the best. I just do what I do. There's no Sasquatch competition. Thank you. Perhaps you can be impressed with my work. Let's not start getting into best or better than any other people. I don't like that. Oh man, Sean Willis, oof. Catching one, I don't know. We got the DNA. We can keep doing what we do. Remember that there's the Skywalker gibbon has been proven to exist, and there's no specimen anywhere. They proved the Skywalker gibbon's existence with simply DNA. We can do that with Sasquatch. There's no excuse. So from all the footprints to all the different sizes I found in the middle of nowhere, it's SoCal. They're real. Also, you found stuff in SoCal. That's cool. SoCal Forest Ninjas. In California, I was around Southern California, obviously, and it was crazy, very different terrain than what I'm used to, but beautiful, beautiful and amazing. I'll tell you right now, Todd has not crossed himself up once. Yeah, thanks, Rodney Harris. Jake looks huge, 8-footer, 9-foot, looks like he's over. Yeah, Norm Blackwell, man, he was so big when I filmed him. He's bigger now for sure. Now he's max size, right? He's going to be 9 just a little over 9 feet is what I would guesstimate him as. There's a statement with the guy with the PH says he believes he's looking in the eyes. I say, tell me about that one. Well, that's video 8, striking 77, and that was Jeff Meldrum that saw that. So, yeah, it's in the documentary. Yeah, go have a look at the Discovering Bigfoot. I know Cephosaurus, you love Jake. I love Jake too. I read my eyes. So, Parkway Hippie, hey from Texas. Why don't you go do a special with Josh Gates? Well, any TV shows, I'm doing that stuff. Those little TV show things are good and all, but I don't know. It's not. I do it for the awareness. I do it, like this one TV show's come out to analyze the fingerprints. I don't know much about them, so but yeah, it keeps my research moving forward, and I'm excited about that. So was it search and rescue? They cover it up. Yeah, I don't know about cover-ups and stuff. I don't really do that stuff. But thanks, Bane. Hi, Todd is happy to watch you live. Thanks, Cindy. Talking to him. Cool. It must be a must-watch video. Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff out there. So I just right now I'm so busy with all the things I have to do that I'll just take your word for it. How did the California earthquake affect the Sasquatch? Do you know how it affects infrasound? Thank you, Todd. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. They're tough. How does it affect all animals? So I wouldn't even know. I'd have to think about that. I wouldn't even know where to start. So, but Sasquatch are so resilient and so tough. They're such a high-end apex species. I mean, maybe they could have detected it somehow, and but as far as survival, they're such tough survivors. Just it'd be a little blip for them. I can't see them having much difficulty over it. It seems like news media tries to hide everything from the public. I always believed in the media, but now, they're just, I don't know, things have changed so much. So yeah, I don't know, I just do what I can. Better than any media, I took out Survivor, man, Yeah, to me, there was nothing better than Survivor, man. So I'll take out media and TV shows and stuff, but I can't. Survivor Man was so amazing. He's really just so tough, and he's the awesome dude. And actually, the truth is, I have other people that are going to do what he did. I have U.S. Rangers and firefighters that want to come out and do that stuff. And there are people that are going to kick some ass, and I'm excited to have them come out this year. So there's some pretty amazing people that I have the ability to work with. Some really, really tough, amazing dudes, and I'm excited to have them come out this year. We're going to start. I've got some new technology that I'm going to start using. So yeah, I'm excited about that stuff. Is it true that when there's a problem bear or big mountain cat, that the Park Service takes them to known Sasquatch areas to take care of them? What I can tell you. This is J-Mo Kelly, is that the area that I do research in, they were putting bad mountain lions and bad bears in that area. To say that that's Sasquatch habitat, that's a stretch, and I don't buy that. They were just simply putting them in that area. I was having to deal with these. When you have a bad bear and a bad mountain lion, what that means, the problem with that is they see people as a source of food. So when I'm out backcountry, these bears are coming to me as a human being, looking at me as a source of food, whether to harm me or to get food from me that I'm carrying around. So that's what made it dangerous. But I don't think that the Sasquatch habitat was just it's a good spot to dump them. I agree with that. It was hella way out in the middle of nowhere. So it just made it more dangerous for me, that's all. Have you ever thought of getting chainsawed wood sculpture? I have artists that I'm working with now, and sculpture that's incredible. Shane Fuchs, I'm pronouncing. I've got an artist that just finished a drawing, and also Amanda does amazing drawings. So Sasquatch from Toronto videos are so crazy, must watch. Thank you for that. New projects, I'm just focused on radium. I mean, I don't know, that's not new, but what's exciting about radium is documentation. It's GPSing tree breaks and new tree breaks, and putting the research area is a trailer, and it's mobile, so I'm moving it, from one spot to another, finding the best spot to it. I actually, as much success as we had in the spot that it's in right now, I'm moving it to a different spot. So, you know uh, I just want to, well, there's lots of reasons. I just want to make that trailer way deeper where I want to go. And I'm just getting my truck fixed up and ready to go for that. So I got a big 1-ton truck, and that beast will take that trailer and rip it deep backcountry. Well, I don't have to worry about anybody looking at, coming around. It's just nobody will know it's there. So what do you think about the juveniles and their structures and tree art? It's a Yeah, the juveniles are so fun. They're exciting. They're amazing. They take risks. Yeah, I think the world of the juveniles. It's so cool. So they really make it fun. So you can hear Bigfoot talking. I wish I could show you now. You're talking about the Toronto thing. Thank you for that. Aaron Hamlin, yes, in the last week's show, Todd covered this. Graham Cool, no, Todd, you are the best. I'm flattered. Thank you very much. But if there's ever a best Bigfoot competition, I'm not showing up for it. So um, lots of people are doing good, hard work. And it's, like I said, it's hard. This research is hard. I read what field office to find out what kind of animal it was. Well, Bill, it's a lot easier now because Sasquatch have hair. So when you see hair as opposed to fur, that should be a red flag right there, and then go from there, right? So here in SoCal, I find evidence from them not far from humans. It's happening a lot. Happens in my research site. There's I don't know. They're going to do that. I mean, if from a Sasquatch's perspective, their airplanes. I can go to the craziest, remotest area, and every hour I'm going to hear an airplane go over. When you see them up in the air. People are. I don't think people are everywhere, and of course, certain individuals will be. I'm sure certain individuals have no curiosity whatsoever, want to stay hella far away from people. And each individual is going to be a different, have a different mindset and a different thought process. So yeah, curiosity is a big thing. That comes with all primates, right? So times when they're curious, times when they're not. But you can bet they're coming in close. I'm sure Claudia Ackley filmed the Sasquatch, and it blows my freaking mind where she filmed them. It's like all the time. Sorry about that. I'm a South Park fan, or at least I used to watch that a lot. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Amanda. Watch Sass. Thank you for Norm Black. Okay, we're gonna hit the like button. So Parkway Hippie, Native Americans are the first ones to practice no trace, still residents today, and that's reasonable that they have a relationship with the species. Yeah, I mean, I think the Native Americans had a good relationship with Sasquatch because they had a relationship with nature. The closer you are to nothing to do with nature, and you don't love nature, you don't have a passion for it, you have nothing in common with the Sasquatch. So, Bane, yes, I was a logger. Sorry, can help research the right away. Like, and if people are, I can probably do a couple more people on expedition this year, maybe. So, somebody wants to get on an expedition with me. I don't know. Let's see if we can make a time or something. I get cancellations once in a while, but yeah, and I'm excited about the expeditions this year. So lots of stuff is booked up. I just went out with one person. Like one person just went out with me. Yeah, that was great. It was nice to be small. I'm gonna keep my group smaller now. So yeah, show us the statue again. Okay, I have it right here. So I love the statue. Statue is amazing. This is so like authentic to me too. It looks so much like a Bigfoot. So it's and this thing is pretty heavy. It's really good quality. You have to go to my Facebook page. Yeah, I love this thing. I love art so much. I absolutely adore art. My son is becoming a sculptor, and yeah, art is the art of Sasquatch that I do, right? The art of tracking, and yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, totally amazing. Wow, so much detail in it. Look at the back, the muscles, the layers, the glutes, the legs. It's an amazing statue. It's this statue is $400, and if you're interested in one, um, go to my website discoveringbigfoot.org and send me a message, and I can figure it out. So yeah, I saw hello from Norway a minute ago before I had a little interruption. Anyway, I saw greetings from Netherlands. That's so cool. People all over the world discovery. I think that's amazing. So yeah, where we are. So I just watched a video from Radium. Parked off the dirt road. I just watched a video from Radium, and there was a trailer parked off a dirt road, and somebody set it on fire. Oh God, that's awful. Totally awful. So yeah, hopefully everything's okay with whoever's trailer was set on fire. Scary thought. That yeah. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Just watched a video from Radium, and there was a trailer parked off a dirt road and set it on fire. Wow. So next question. New to tech, help me contact you. Stefan, Stephisaurus will give you that information. It's down there. Just roll down. You'll see an email address from her. Bigfoot encounter at Gmail. Lots of fun structures and tiny ground glyphs. Cool. Also found evidence near populated areas. San Diego. This is Todd Tillo. I believe some of them live in these areas. That's amazing. Isn't that cool? San Diego. Wow. Bigfoot will only let you see them if they know you have a good heart. Yeah, I think that yeah, there has to be something. I, I, I mostly agree with that. A theory of mine is that. So you know, the question: Have I tried native? And it's just funny though because you don't know what kind of response you get. You don't know if it's helping them come around or not. You know, a thermal camera up in the air, in a drone, or you know, in a blimp drone or something where we could see what's helping them come around, what's deterring them, what so blind in the dark. It's such a frustrating field of research, and yeah, so you just do what you can, and I wouldn't leave a musical instrument because they just don't like taking crap out of my girlfriend. Well, Jimmy, you know, yeah, that's really not up to me, but there probably will be a Discovering Bigfoot right too. Yeah, I honestly believe I saw Sasquatch when I was out hunting. That's HuntWise JDR. We'd like to hear about it, or go to the forum. We'd love to hear about that. DiscoveringBigfoot.org. I live in Illinois, not aware of any Bigfoot in our parts. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, it's funny. I haven't heard anything mentioned. Question. I wish I could answer that. So much more research needs to happen. You know, yeah, it's just it's such a tough question. You know, I don't know about I don't know so much about migration, but you know, extreme likelihood, right? So, and I always like to follow the elk, where the berries are, where the salmon run. Like major food sources are so important. So, I don't know if you have salmon runs in Michigan or not. So I'm not familiar with that area. I'm way more West Coast. I'm all West Coast actually. I'm talking with a lot of people from the East Coast, and you know, mentoring some people from the East Coast, but. Yeah, as far as that specifics, I couldn't say. Just look at the food sources. That's the most important thing. What's growing? Where are the strawberries? Where are the berries? Where are the elk and the deer? So you know, what cave systems do I have in my area? Pretty much nothing really that I know of. Amazing things that you know are totally beautiful and spectacular. Hot springs and a few interesting little shallow caves, but nothing like yeah. So I don't know much about that. Hello, Todd. How's everything going? Everything's going good, James. Thanks for asking. My theory is they're the descendant of Gigantopithecus. So, like the Yeti, they've just branched off at a different time. And literally, you'd have like a branch for gorillas, a branch for chimpanzees, a branch for human, and a branch for Sasquatch. There are Polly Gudmundsen. Sorry, I'm terrible pronouncing names. So bad at that. But they are more hominid than human beings. They're more on that hominid side, further away, more different than gorillas and chimpanzees. I'm very convinced of that. So Bill Thompson, the guy who does the channel Mountain Beast Mysteries, is very sincere and dedicated, just like Todd. It's good to know. Thank you. I hike with map, compass, also found hot springs and cracks, grounds. Hey, Bane, that's cool. I was just talking about that, right? Had Jewish. Go see for yourself. It's amazing when you find high activity area. Okay. There's Amanda putting up another a link for our discoveringbigfoot.org/forum. Here's where I think I saw them in southern Michigan. Thank you, Hunt. Has there been any sightings in Otay Mesa? I don't know. Sorry. Do you think they're dwelling underground? No, not so much. I don't know why they would. They're just such a dominant species. They go where they want to go. They do what they want to do. That's what I see. Just a very powerful, very dominating species that lives above ground and goes up in trees, and they just own it. People think they hide and they're this species. It's all, and they are. They have. But it's not so much they're hiding. It's just they have no trouble evading because they're so advanced. Does that make sense? Such an advanced. They hear the birds and the squirrel. Amazing. They just have no difficulty evading us. We're pathetic, in comparison. That's they're just so many levels above us, tracking and wilderness knowledge that they don't need to go underground. Why would they? Because even underground would be like a detriment. It would. I don't think so at all. I could be wrong. If an area has black bears and they're very prominent and seen all the time, means it's more or less likely to see Sasquatch. Yeah, I mean that's what I did in the documentary. I assumed that Sasquatch are where black bears are. So yeah, I just say yeah about that. I mean, it's brown bears have been so badly wiped out. I think Sasquatch exists where brown bears don't even exist anymore. In fact, I would say absolutely Sasquatch exists where no, definitively 100% Sasquatch exists where brown bears don't exist anymore. So yeah, it's a good indicator to healthy. To do, please keep up the good work. Thank you. You're welcome. I will. What's the estimate for people taken by Bigfoot in the annually? Oof, yeah, I don't know. What's the estimate for people taken by Bigfoot? I don't know. I don't focus on bear attacks. I don't focus on. To me, like bear attacks, mountain lion attacks, they happen, but I don't know. I have hundreds of I don't say confrontations, hundreds of peaceful coexisting moments with bears and mountain lions every year, and I do, and then multiply all the hundreds of thousand bear and two year and a half old cubs and a grizzly bear sow walk right past an expeditioner and I within 20 yards of us. She just walked right past. What a good bear. And then we saw a young male that was like 3-4 years old, good bear. He just saw us and left, so many good bears. And I have to, every time I see them, I say, wow, you're such a good bear. Thank you for being that way. Or a mountain lion that'll, come across us when I was out with 2 weeks ago, young mountain lion stalking around, and he left us alone, So, yeah. Would you please discuss your worst encounter with your fans and myself? My worst encounter? I don't know. When I was okay, I actually have a worst encounter with fans. Well, this person obviously wasn't a fan, but when I had my first Sasquatch showing where I was collecting signatures for species protection and recognition, when I was doing the petition for species protection and recognition in 2007, some guys came out there and said they were going to beat me up, which I thought was funny. And then they went online beforehand saying, they were going to come and watch. They didn't. And then they said they were going to beat me up after the show. And I thought, wow, like talk about. And then they said that I went out the back door or something. I don't know what back door, dude. I was right there. I spoke in front of the film. I was right there as people were exiting the theaters, asking them to sign my petition because I wasn't making any money from it. All the proceeds went to the local humane societies. So I was getting people to sign the petition was what it was all about. And we worked hard on the documentary. We worked hard to set everything up. We worked so hard to get the word out there about what we're doing. And the signatures were ratified, and the Canadian government did vote on the acknowledgement of Sasquatch with our petition. So we were very proud of that. So believe me, I was right there in the front, and people are gonna come beat me up. It's just like the cockroaches. You turn the light on. Going camping in George Washington Memorial Trail starts out before the Appalachian Trails. Thank you for that information, Michael. Cool. Do you know they bury their people when they die because there's not one being proof yet? I know what Lindsay's saying, and I don't know the answer to that. So I've seen some strong evidence that pointed to them the dead being put in caves, and that's how the Gigantopithecus bones were discovered, were in caves up in Langchun, China. So I think a lot of evidence to support that theory, but I don't know about burying them. I've never seen any evidence to support that. I've heard and stuff, but again, and people will call me and say, "Hey, come on out to I don't know some state. I'm not going to mention it, and go get it done. Show me some evidence. I don't know. Give me a picture." No, no, I'm not going on that land. It's some guys out there and protects the land. He's got a big gun. Well, you want me to come out to a foreign country and a foreign state and go onto somebody's private land and risk my life when you won't, and I don't even know there's Sasquatch there. So I get stuff like that all the time, and when I hear stuff like that, if you're not willing to take a risk, why should I? I don't know. You know, it's not just my discovery; it's our discovery. I don't think anybody is gonna. It's all of our discovery. The discovery of Sasquatch to human beings is what this is about. And if you're not willing to take a fly out to some place just because you say something, so SoCal, I hear thumping a lot. What do you think about this? Chest beating, foot stomping? Yeah, well, that's a good question. It's a great question. I think Sasquatch introduced themselves as boom. They are the boom. Like as an example, an expeditioner last year was fanning the fire with this big, huge piece of cardboard. He was going when he fanned the fire, and the Sasquatch came to introduce themselves to him. They went boom, and the was the man. That's how they identified him, and the boom was Sasquatch, and left a track on the ground. And that boom, even they'll run and go boom, 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 boom. They're doing that on purpose. They can run quietly, and that's just them letting you know that they're in the area. If you have any sort of sense of nature, when you hear boom, 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 as Survivorman explained it, and most expeditioners explain it to me, it's like a sound you could feel almost more than you can hear. You could feel it booming as as the sound hits your ears. You feel the booming of it. It's very intimidating, and that's when they're running, stomping, chest beating. I've only ever been definitively convinced of that when I just quickly. I know I've talked about this a lot, but beating of the chest. I believe that the Sasquatch smacked me around into submission, put a foot on me, and I believe they went bop, 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 on their chest. That's the only time I've ever really I would ever think they did that. And I didn't see it; I could hear it because I was down on the ground when it happened to me. It's a longer story, but anyways, a lot of people have probably already heard it. So, yeah, that's exactly what I heard. That's SoCal Forest Ninjas saying. Yeah, so no, I don't think so. Mad respect for standing. You know, I'll tell you, Rodney Harris, I take good care of my people and my expeditioners, and if something comes for me, I don't know. You're gonna go to war. I love my life. I adore my children. I have a long, happy, healthy life to live. And if some angry bear or mountain lion comes to take that away from me, they're gonna have to. It's not gonna come easy. So I'm not. I'm ready to. If that comes, if that day ever comes, there's gonna be a fight, and they're gonna identify the species the animal that tried to take me on because he's gonna have holes in him, knife marks on him. I will not go gentle out. So I don't know how else to say it. I just what I'm trying to say though is you take it really seriously because there's no those wild bears and mountain lions and stuff that you see in the zoos, man. They're predators. They're scary, and yeah. So there's no fences where I'm out. Those are hungry. They're eating. They. Just a couple more questions. You guys have been amazing today. Have you seen the giant revealed Bigfoot video? No, I did not. Bigfoot has been around for centuries. Do you think they understand our language? I don't think they understand our language at all. Not one little bit. Again, I was told that they could speak a dialect of Cree, but yeah, I just do not think they understand language whatsoever. So how many do I estimate are in BC? I have no idea. I'd just be pulling a number out of nothing. So yeah, I wouldn't even, I mean, hundreds for sure, you know, yeah, hundreds and hundreds, maybe, no, I'd say thousands are in BC. So Scott Harrington, what you're saying is legit. Well, I know I'm just saying that what I'm saying, Scott, is I love my life. It's not about being a badass. But it's about projecting that energy too. Like I want any animal that's gonna come for me, any animal that's gonna hunt me. I'm projecting an energy but I give them if there's a bear around, like my expeditioners know, if there's a bear that comes around, you do not film that bear. We exit and leave. It's their home, and they are dangerous potentially, and we do not play. We don't film them. I have no footage of. Well, I have very little footage of bears. It's very rare that I'm in a safe position where I don't have to worry about. If I'm on a kayak or on the water, um, it's rare that I'll film bears and mountain lions because they're dangerous, and it's not playtime when they're around. You take it very seriously. For God's sake, people, just bears have been filmed like crazy. I don't know, don't film them. Just leave. Potentially dangerous species, and that's why I've been, and the proof is in what I do. I've taken out dozens and dozens of expeditions. None of us have ever had any trouble. So, Jerry, can I please get better internet? Jerry, I'm getting better internet in a couple of weeks. So, I'm in a contract with this company they're liars, crap company that put out crap internet. It's very mediocre internet, and so I'm finishing up this contract with them, and I'll have new internet in 2 weeks. Do they live in caves or build nests? I don't know. Nests. What do you mean by a nest? They seem to build structures that they can survive in, I think. But yeah, I don't think they live in cave. Well, actually, I would assume they part Jedi. This person asking this question, I assume that they'll live in caves in the winter. I very much think they winter in caves. But you're welcome, Norm Black. He thanks me for all I do. Keep up the amazing work. I'm very proud and honored to be to do what I do and the support that I have from you people. So do you think? Oh, I wouldn't know. I would no. There is no better. It's just whatever you got, right? You live in a certain area. It's home. It's close. Do your research, right? So, yeah. Not just home is where your hat is. Home is where you're passionate, where you love. You've been raised. You're an indigenous person. You're gonna have a passion and a love for the area and the land, and that's the best place to do your Sasquatch, where your passion is, where your love is, where you're familiar with the species, because you're gonna know the difference between a possum and a squirrel, or different bird sounds from your indigenous area. Be an indigenous person and love your area, and that's the best place to do your research. No doubt about it. Hey, from Australia. How's it hanging, mate? Good, I think. That still means what I think it means. I want to go. I have an experience. Well, go to the website right above you, discoveringbigfoot.org. It's northbigfoot@gmail.com. Send me an email if you want to potentially come out and have an experience. My stats right now, oh my God, my stats are getting so good. If you spend seven days out with me, I mean, my stats are just ridiculous. Like 80% chance you'll have a live interaction with the Sasquatch, and 30% chance you'll actually see one. So, my stats are unreal. I can't even believe that. And you know what? It doesn't feel great. That's what's funny. I'll go out there and people will just have a simple live interaction. And what'll happen is, and you have to understand this is how crazy it is. So like as an example, I took out this friend of mine, William. He's a firefighter, amazing, incredible, tough as nails, like so tough. Just from Washington State, amazing guy. And we go out, we go backcountry, we find all these incredible breaks. We find this. Am I working right now? I don't know. I'm frozen here, guys. I don't know what the heck this thing is doing. My end's frozen. I don't know what to do here. Work. Okay, I'm back. So anyways, so I go out on an expedition with William. We find these incredible tracks. We do some backcountry stuff. Then we get snowed out. The weather goes to crap. We go from Nordegg to Radium because he's amazing. He wants to go backcountry and do some awesome stuff because he's back. And a Sasquatch comes down the hill and smashes a tree for us. And so we found incredible tracks. We found all these tree breaks and structures, and we found this stuff raw. Like when you're tough like that, like William is so freaking tough, like badass, tough as firefighter, amazing hero. I can't say enough great things about this guy. I love him to death. He left me firefighter gloves that have saved people, which was very precious to me. But anyways, he only had that live interaction that I later substantiated with Sasquatch, not on that expedition, but the expedition after. But so we had this amazing live interaction and found these incredible tracks. That's tremendously successful, and it didn't feel like it. You know, if you asked him, he's like, "Well, I wanted more," and he did want more, and I wanted more too. And when the Sasquatch came down the mountain in the rain and busted a tree for us, it was very profound and amazing. And just we made lots of cool discoveries, but it just you always want more. You know, I can't help but feel disappointed about that expedition, but I shouldn't be because it was amazing and incredible. We had a live interaction. You know, the Sasquatch came within 50 yards of us and interacted with us. That was amazing in the rain. That was the first time a Sasquatch has ever interacted with me in the rain. I always tell people don't bother the rain because they never come around. Well, the Sasquatch made that exception. It was absolutely brilliant and astounding. And but we left quite disappointed because you want more, you know. So isn't that crazy? It's crazy having that kind of success and yeah, and feeling like it's not enough. So I don't know. It's funny how the reality of this, you just always want more. So yeah. Oh, so you guys could hear me when it froze up. Sorry about that. The live stream freezing up, guys. I don't know. I've had some amazing internet connections too, and it freezes up weird. So, but be patient. Be patient, please. I love talking to you guys. I hope you, obviously, if you're here, you're enjoying listening to me, and I have a tremendous amount of experience with this stuff. You know, pleased to hear that you did it an encounter in your birthday suit. Ooh, I don't know if I said that. I haven't done an encounter in my birthday suit. I don't think. Let's find another good question here. I found a giant structure with footprints at the state park in my woods. My first experience. My family also saw a tree shaking in the woods, branches snap. We got knocks to it. I mean, this is okay. So this is SCG-11. That's amazing. That's amazing. So found a giant structure. You found footprints. That's amazing. You know, by some jerk. Or you really were around a Sasquatch, and I really hope you were really around a Sasquatch. That's amazing. Good for you. Take pictures, document it. Because remember too, when you're doing this research, as hard as it is, when you're getting little bits, that's amazing. That is amazing. Tracks, trace, would not, that's amazing. And when this discovery happens, because it's gonna happen, you are on to somebody who takes his head out of his butt and realizes this species exists. Evidence like that is going to be necessary. Sasquatch is proven in Sasquatch and the United States, big time. So make notes of this because you know when this discovery happens, it could happen next week, you know, and not just by me. They could find a body next week, next month. It could be any time this could happen. So really, you know, keep notes. Remember what you're doing, and you know, congratulations. I'm so happy when stuff like that happens because it's just substantiating more of the reality. So, yeah, I'm a fireman EMT and I can drive an Argo. That's fantastic, paranormal researcher. Firefighters are, you guys do. You save people's lives. You guys are heroes. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do. Hey, Todd, love your show. Thanks, Earl. Have you tried music? Yes, I have tried that. And I don't really know how it's worked or not. So, where are we at here? Okay, so just a couple more questions, guys. We're over an hour here. Don't recognize one name here. Okay, Michael Cozy, isn't that great? I believe I'm the only researcher who knows what tree structures are. Really? I'm interested to know what you think tree structures are, because I've seen some tree structures. Some tree structures have been in my documentary. I'm very convinced those were Sasquatch tree structures. Yeah, they are. Parkway Hippie, I couldn't agree with you more. They're connected, they're naked, they're free. They wake up, and I always think when we're getting ready for expedition, when we're going out, and the Sasquatch are watching us at times, and you know, we got to have breakfast, we got to clean up breakfast, we got to pack our lunches, put our clothes on, change, all the stuff we have to do. And the Sasquatch is out there waiting for us to go start doing stuff, and the Sasquatch just roll out of wherever they are. They just literally fall asleep, wake up, and go. You know, and I can't even imagine how free that is. They don't care what time it is. They don't worry about their shoes, their clothing. They don't, you know, get their tools and pack their backpack and check their shoes and look at their equipment and check that. They don't need it. It's not just that they're totally naked and free, but they have abundance and they have tremendous success. They're built and born and raised. We have to put special shoes on. I have to put clothes on to deal with the weather. They're built organically built like that. Is that amazing or what? Like, I totally mind blowing amazing. So I was just reading a comment that we have Bigfoot around every night, and that's awesome. Good, fantastic. Document it, gather evidence. You know, awesome. Seen some videos on them up here, up there, Dallas, and there probably sure is right now. I would think most assuredly. So you sent some stuff, but never got a reply. Okay. I, I'm sorry to hear that. We really try to keep on stuff. So try again, Wilkie. Maybe Jake is from Alberta. Maybe. No, no, he's a BC Sasquatch. So, not to say there's anything BC, Alberta, Sasquatch, Montana, Washington, Sasquatch. They're the same, you know. So, if you have some unlisted videos, send it to Amanda. Go to the forum. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com, Wilkie folks. I'm just going to do one more question. Maximum Tune, I saw the other Bigfoot documentary on Netflix from 1997, and they had a really cool vocalization, and then haven't had a clue about it from what we know now back then. Vocalizations are tough. They're not great evidence because people can. I mean, they can be so easily faked and stuff. But the thing about a vocalization that's so profound evidence to me when I'm out in the field is the volume, right? That's what's really got me, is a Sasquatch is able to project this amazing clarity of sound. You know, if you use the megaphone or a loud passion in it, and who'd be out there with a speaker in the middle of nowhere? That's just what gets me. So, and I hope that if you hear something from a Sasquatch, that's something that I think you should look for, is understanding, you know, how remote. What I was talking about with vocalizations is the likelihood of it being a human area. If it's a very powerful sound, I mean, you have to be logical, right? Is it a man out there making crazy loud sounds, or is it a Sasquatch? I don't know what's happening. My internet just got really horrible, so sorry about that, guys. I'll do one question here. A kid just heard the sound you were talking about. Now my son is in law, is a believer. He wasn't before. Yeah, that's awesome. Isn't that amazing? How, you know, just a good piece of evidence makes you understand the truth. See the truth. I don't like the believer. I like even a believer. I say, you know, he knows the truth now. So fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Sandy Brill up here in northern MN. I love doing this show. Thank you so much, guys. If you have unlimited funds, what would you do? $1 million budget, I would buy blimp drones, and 2 of them, maybe 3, and put thermal cameras on them and follow the Sasquatch 24/7. There'd be no more BS, right? Because, you know, when I say, hey, I saw a Sasquatch this week, and, you know, people are like, well, whoopity doo dah, you don't have the ability and the financing and the money and the equipment to follow that Sasquatch around. Can you imagine if I said, oh yes, I do? You know, give me a movie budget for $2 million, and I would literally follow the Sasquatch around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the research data that would come in would blow my mind. Mind blown. Know where they go, know where they move, know how many they are, know where they hunt, know how they hunt, gather scat samples, have dozens of DNA samples, pick up scat, know what they're eating, when they're eating, what time of year. It would be incredible and amazing. And that is the dream. That's really the dream, is the funding to make that happen. That would be mind blowing. So I've talked about that before, I think, but the technology exists to make this discovery. That's why it's so frustrating. It's really about that. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I just love doing this show with you guys. I'm so inspired by you guys, your amazing questions. So have a wonderful week, and we'll see if I can get something up for Saturday. I don't know for sure, but yeah, peace to you guys, and you know, we'll see you next Wednesday, because I just love doing this Wednesday show. It's one of my favorite things to do all week. You guys are awesome, good therapy for me, and take care, and you know, I'll see you next week for Wednesday. Have a good one until then.